All right, guys, page 370. 370, with the quiz yesterday, no lesson to check over, no warm-up to do, so we should get through this in plenty of time here in order to give us lots of time to work on our assignment. So the first question, Mr. Strang, would you read it, please?
Jada received a gift of $180. In the first week, she spent a third of the gift money. She continued spending a third of what is left each week. Thereafter, which equation best represents the amount of gift money, T in dollars? Yes, after T weeks, be prepared to explain your reasoning.
All right, so I'd like you to just guess on that one quick, like. So I'll just put a little dot by one that you think it is. Jordan? Now let's see if highlighting a couple things here changes your answer. Obviously, starting with 180, I see that in all of them. They like to write the 180 first, so I assume 180 is going to be written first in this problem. Spending a third. So you're spending a third, and it wants to know what she has left. How much money does she have? So if we're spending a third, how much money do you have? 2/3. So that means your equation needs to have 2/3 in it. Does that change your answer? Maybe you saw that right away. So just like the one on the quiz, Mr. McLaughlin, same thing. Watch the wording. If you spend a third, 2/3 is left. The one on the quiz, I believe, was how much ibuprofen is in your body, or aspirin, whatever it was. And then the question was saying how much did your body get rid of? So you got to use the opposite there. Question number 2. Samira, please.
Each of the following functions, F, G, H, and J, represent the amount of money in a bank account in dollars as a function of time, X, in years. They are each written in the form M parentheses X equals A times B to the power of X.
All right, so we are going to use Desmos to graph these. But before you grab it, let's predict what they will look like. There's 4 of them there. What are they going to look like? Don't type it in yet, Georgia, Sam. What will they look like? Let's make some predictions.
All first 3 are going increasing.
They won't be linear, yes. They will be exponential growth. We have an exponent there.
First 3 are going to be increasing. J will be decreasing.
First 3 will be going up because the number is bigger than 1. This one will be going down, okay? There's an important point I noticed for all of them that we haven't mentioned.
They all have 50.
Okay, what does that mean? They're all starting at 50. Okay, which one's going to be the steepest? Let's predict that.
G,
Why?
because it's increasing by 1.
All right, so put all 4 of those in there. We will just write y equals for all of them. Put all 4 in Desmos, so let's take a peek and see if our predictions hold true. All 4 of them at one time.
Desmos like update or something?
To the what power?
X.
just write y equals.
I sent that space thing you're talking about yesterday. As far as it.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff happening there, depending on what window you choose. I know a lot of times you start and it looks something like this. It's kind of hard to see what's all even happening there. Y-intercept of 50, right? So if you zoom up, should see that they all go through 50, all across there. Which one goes up the quickest? Were we correct that as soon as it got past 50, the blue one went up the quickest? Can you see that happening? If you zoom in far enough, you can see the blue is the first one to increase the fastest. And what other assumption did we make? We said one was going down, right? Which one?
Purple.
Yeah, and you can see the purple is going down. Now, most of the time, we're only going to be concerned with the right side. You can really see the purple going down. That's the only one that's decreasing after 50. Everything else is increasing. Thank you, Georgia. Okay, so let's explain how the B value changes the graph. Let's make some assumptions based on what you saw and what we talked about. The B value is this number right here. So how can we describe what's happening there?
It decides if it's increasing or decreasing and by how much.
Okay, so the larger it is, what?
Then the steeper.
Steeper? So if B is greater than 1, the larger it is, the faster or quicker it increases. Okay, if B is greater or less than 1, which this one is, but bigger than 0, so not a negative. So if it's less than 1, what's it do? Decreases. What's another name for an exponential decrease? Remember what we called it? Decay, yes. Is decreasing or decaying? Okay, so that's the B value. How about if we change the A? Let's make a prediction there. So now the exponent part is staying the same, and we change the number in front. Make a prediction.
It's gonna change when it starts.
Yeah, I mean, depending on where your graph starts, if you're starting at the y-axis, that is the case. Otherwise, it is just the y-intercept. Okay, go ahead and graph it. Graph all three.
These decimals in most of the classes.
Yep.
They all got iPads, so
They do, yes. Yeah, it's been nice.
well, it's real easy to use with the touchscreen.
I'll just use that right as a calculator.
We use a lot of decimals for this.
And I think that's a calculator that's allowed on the ACT prep. So I'll get used to that as well. Got all three, Caleb?
Why don't you just write y equals?
Anybody got a good one?
I'm just used to running over.
Samara?
Why'd you say that like you were so shocked?
All right, you can see that they're basically all increasing at the same rate. The only question is, where is it crossing the y-axis? So the black one here, 10 times 4 to the x, crosses at 10. 40 times 4 to the x, crosses at 40. And if you follow the blue, it crosses all the way at 100. So it's increasing at the same rate. All that's going to do is adjust where it crosses the y-axis. So that will adjust up and down. So go ahead and answer that question. Thank you. All right, I want you to make a prediction on this. Are you ready? You're choosing one to invest your money in. Gives you 3 equations there. Make a prediction, put a little star by the one that you're going to invest your money in, and then graph it. Your prediction, Caleb? Okay, and then graph it.
How do you make it so that it's +2 by the exponent? Yeah.
Just should be able to keep it in parentheses up there. Won't let you? It won't let you? Yeah, put it in parentheses. Put that x plus 2 in parentheses. All right, so you want your money to grow the quickest. So if you type all 3 of them in, there's the visual. So the one that's going up the quickest here is the black one, so that would have been this one. Now that's tough to see. There are some properties of exponents there. This challenge problem is assuming that you know. If we could get them all to look like this, it would have been an easy question, right? Because then you know you'd want the one that goes up the quickest. Starts at the highest. So that's what the book recommends you do. Get them all to be 3 to the x, so those are all the same. So here they rewrote 3 to the x and 3 squared. When you're multiplying, you add the exponents, remember? So 3 times 3, 3 squared is 9, so this one is better than this one. It's easy comparison now. This one is 3 to the x and 3 to the third, and then half of that. So 3 to the third is 27. Half of that is 13.5. So looking at it now, it would have been an easy answer, right? 10, 9, 13.5. This one goes up the quickest. Starts higher. Starts higher. They're all increasing at about the same rate. So H has the most money. Question 3. Why don't you see if you can match that and then explain why. So now we're just looking at fractions. I'd like you to make a guess, match the equation to the color in the graph. So we've talked about whole numbers, and if it's bigger, now we're looking at the small side of that. So do you have a prediction? Bigger it is, the steeper it is. One of those whole numbers. Now it's kind of the opposite. Smaller the number, the more drastic it goes down. So smaller number. Bigger or faster decrease. Closer fraction is to 1, the less drastic, less steep, drastic.
Closer.
So the closer this number is to 1, the less steep it will be. Really.
Why did I do the opposite? Because, like, if it was 1, then it would.
I mean, we can throw that one on here. Check it.
Sometimes just do a straight line.
Yeah.
So that's pretty less steep, less drastic, right? Can't get much less than that. Even A is pretty close to a straight line, right? Still decreasing. I mean, you can plug in points there. 1 would be 200. 2 would be 200. 3 would be 200. 4 would be 200. Right, it'd be a horizontal line.
If it was like closer to 0, like 1/4, wouldn't that be like decreasing like way slower?
You can graph them and check.
I don't want to.
All right, so which one is closest to 1? Maybe you want to look at all the decimals, if you can't see it. Bottom one is closest to 1, so that is the less steep, the least steep, and they're actually written in order, right? Further than 1, further than 1, further than 1. The more you go up here, the further it is away from 1. So 2 ways to look at it. The closer or the furthest away from 1, the most drastic it is. So this is D. Or the closer to 1, the more of a straight line it is. And that would be A. So it actually just goes A, B, C, D, backwards, straight up. And you can always double check it with Desmos. Not that much work to plug it in and check.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. See if you can answer the last one. Question 2. Next page. You have 2 functions there. Which one is decaying more quickly? Which one is going down faster? F of x or g of x? So just from the other example here, you want the number that is furthest away from 1. Furthest away from 1, so what's furthest away from 1? 9/10 or 1/10? 1/10. Because 1/10 is a lot less than 9/10, so D Kane quicker. Double check that, go ahead and type it into decimals, we'll just verify it. I do want you to know how to do that, and it doesn't take that long to make sure you got it right. So type those both in quick like. Make sure we agree.
That's even worse.
Did you check it yet?
No,
What are you waiting for?
I'm doing it now.
Why are you so mad?
I'm not mad. I'm putting it in because you asked us to.
Oh, good, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Do you agree? Does that verify our answer?
Good.
What in the world? That is not what you should be putting in. Both equations.
Oh,
I do want to show that though. Not looking for this.
Where'd you get it?
That would be showing that 1/10 is less than 9/10. We're not ready for that, Jackson.
okay.
Not algebra 2. I want you to type in y equals this and y equals this.
All right.
You can use decimals or the fractions. Caleb got it? Yep. Can I see it? No.
Did you do it wrong too?
No, I didn't do it.
Oh.
Mr. Strang got it? Yeah, so you can tell the blue one is coming down quicker. Again, depending on your window, they are both decreasing, but you can see blue is coming down quicker than green. All right, taking a look at the homework then, starting on page 373. Make sure if it says explain, please do so. Question number 6 comes from a problem that we had skipped in the Are You Ready? So you can cross out number 6.
Let's go.
Okay, so only 6 questions today.
And they're all.
Watch the explaining. Make sure you do that if it asks for it. Explain or why.